Hello and welcome. This is Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm doing some butterfly card making using the new layered butterfly die set from Lisa Horton Crafts. I wanted to create some transparent butterflies. So I'm using some vellum. I'm using translucent vellum from Pear Blossom Press as well as colored vellum. I'll bring the colored vellum out later. However, I thought it would be fun to combine the vellum with interference inks and color shift inks. So the first card I'm going to create uses that butterfly die set to die cut the vellum, and I'm going to be using interference inks to color that vellum. So it worked really, really well to color it with the interference inks. The only thing is if you have anything liquid or moist, it's going to rehydrate those inks. They don't sink into the surface. So you do need to be aware of what you're going to be doing with your vellum pieces. So first color I'm using here is Milk Chocolate Roses. I'm using them for the body of the butterfly as well as one of the wing layers. Now the body of the butterfly was die cut out of just plain white cardstock. I wanted to have something solid to kind of hide the glue behind. Vellum is notorious for showing glue through it or adhesive through it. So I'm trying to find ways for these butterflies to glue them together, adhere them together, but still have those layers of wings that are light and transparent. So the second color I used there was Pink Champagne. It's that beautiful bright pink color. So I used that on the largest of the wings. And then I'm also using some Opal blush. I'm combining the Pink Champagne as well as the Opal blush for the inner wing layers. These are going to go over top of that inner wing that I did with the Milk Chocolate Roses. So the ink dried really quite quickly on that vellum, but I did set that aside to completely dry so that I knew it was 100% dry before starting to assemble those pieces. While I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm using an embossing folder to add some texture to my background. So this folder here is the Leafy Flourish one. I'm just using some white cardstock here. This is Hammer Mill cardstock. And for this particular card, I'm not doing anything with that background. I'm just going to leave it white. I just want to have a little bit of texture in that background. I'm keeping all of these cards really quite simple because I want this butterfly to be the star of the show. I don't even add sentiments to the fronts of the cards. Those can go on the inside of the cards once I decide who they're going to and what they're going to be for. So there's no sentiments on the fronts of the cards. So there's only the embossed background as well as the beautiful colored butterfly. Anytime I use interference inks or color shift inks, I like to also use those on my mats for my cards. So for this one, I used that Opal blush, putting it around the outside edges. And as I was doing it, I was realizing how dry that pad was. So I'll show you later on in the video how I refill my pads. That mat there, before I inked it with that Opal blush, was cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch. My embossed piece here was trimmed down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we have really thin mats around here because, again, I want the focal point to be that embossed background texture as well as that beautiful butterfly. And this butterfly is really quite large once it's put together. So in order to hide my adhesive, I am using my Barely Art glue in the fine line bottle, but I'm only putting that adhesive on the inner part of that wing there. Hopefully my body is going to, or the butterfly body is going to cover that adhesive. You may see the tiny little bit of it, but it's going to be mostly covered by the body of the butterfly. For these upper wing layers, there are spots on them that get indented when you do the die cutting. So I am going to hide my glue in those spots. And once my butterfly is put together, my card is assembled, I'm going to put stickles on top of those spots. So we're going to hide the adhesive underneath those stickles. Now remember before when I said if anything rehydrates that ink, it's going to move on you. This is one of those times when that ink gets rehydrated with that glue on those spots and it does move. But what it does is it rehydrates the ink, which ends up being that Milk Chocolate Roses. So those butterfly spots there end up looking like they are the Milk Chocolate Roses color. So that gives them a little bit of a different color and it brings out the color of the layer below. Now that is really, really subtle. And once the stickles are on there, you don't see that a whole lot, but it's one of those things that you want to be mindful of, so that you can take advantage of that if you want to see those colors. And I am choosing to use Stardust Stickles, which doesn't have any color to it. It's only going to add sparkle to those dots there. But if you wanted, you could use a colored Stickles or one that has a different color tone to it. Like there are Glisten Stickles, which are a little bit more on the gold tone. Or you could choose something that's a little bit more metallic that's going to be more prominent. But I always love this Stardust Stickles because it's a little bit more subtle and you see the color underneath it. Anytime we add liquid to vellum, it starts to bend and buckle. So this vellum is not going to stay completely flat. It bends and buckles with the Stickles because we already have that glue underneath it, plus the Stickles on top of it. But in my opinion, it really complements the butterfly wings. It makes them stick out a little bit, have a little bit of a ripple to it, and I really like the look of it. For my second butterfly, we're going to do a side profile of the butterfly. You can do both ways for this particular die set, and I love that. And we're going to color it with some color shifting. So a first one I have here is Peanut Glow. I'm using that for the body of the butterfly as well as the inside wing piece. Then I'm using Lilac Meadow. I'm going to use that one for the outer wing piece. Now, color shift inks are somewhat similar to the interference inks as in they have an interference color to them, a shimmer to them. So they have a beautiful shimmer. The color shift inks tend to be a little bit more subtle with that shimmer than the interference inks. They also tend to be a little bit more creamy, a little tiny bit of opacity to them, whereas the interference inks are a little bit more transparent. They also blend a little bit differently on top of the vellum. I had no problem blending two colors of the interference inks together, but when it came to the color shift inks, they kind of pushed each other away. So neither one is right or wrong. They just both have different properties to them. The color shift inks tend to stay a little bit wetter longer. So when you're working on regular cardstock, it gives you a little bit more time to blend them together. When it came to the vellum, they already stay wet on that vellum a little bit. So it just made it so that you push those inks away. That last color shift color that I used there was Fruit Punch. And for this card, I'm using the Wildflowers embossing folder. And just like the last one, I cut my mat to 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And the inner part, the embossed piece, is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I used that Fruit Punch color shift ink to color my mat around the outside edges. And then I wanted to add a little bit of color to this background. So I chose the Garden Sage matte blending pad. Now, when I rubbed it on the cardstock, I had thought it was going to be a lot lighter. It ends up being a lot darker than I want it to be. So I grab one of the new blending brushes from Lisa Horton Crafts and I start to blend some of that Garden Sage ink just to soften it a little bit. It definitely works well to soften that color. I still obviously have those darker areas, but then it just makes it a little bit more softer, a little bit less harsh. It's a great way to fix that there. Another option would have been to re-emboss another piece of cardstock, trim it down, and just use that blending brush if I wanted it to stay subtle. But I kind of like the contrast between the light and dark there. Now I'm ready to start assembling my card. So I glue down that mat and then I glue down my emboss piece using that Barely Art glue to glue everything down. I love using the liquid glue because it can be used to glue down little teeny tiny die cuts, but it also can be used to glue down the backgrounds and the pieces for the card, for the base of the card. I'm going to assemble this butterfly the same as I did the last one, even though it's a side profile. So for those two larger wings, I'm only putting glue on the part that is going to be underneath that butterfly body. And then for those upper wing layers, I put some glue on each one of those dots. And I'm going to do the same thing as the last card, as in once it has set and dry a little bit, and once my card is together, I'm going to put some stickles on it. I always love stickles on butterfly wings because it just adds a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of sparkle. Typically, I'll do it around the outside of the wing edges, but for this particular one, those dots on there just kind of seemed to be the perfect place to add the stickles. Add that little bit of shimmer. It really helps them catch the light and your eye really gets drawn to that butterfly. I also put some stickles on the end of the antenna as well. And you can see there how that vellum has rippled a little bit with the glue underneath it as well as the stickles on top. For my last butterfly, I'm going to be using the colored vellum from Pear Blossom Press. So there's a bunch of different colors in this package here, and some of them you can see the two gold shades on the top of that package there, they already have some shimmer to them. So I'm using both of those gold shades, plus I chose one of the pink shades. The pink doesn't have any shimmer to them, but I thought it would be a nice contrast or complementing color to the two shades of gold. I really love that light gold. It's really nice and subtle. On these die cuts here, you can see those dots that get indented into those die cuts when you die cut them a lot better than you can see them on the ink blended ones. So those are the areas where I put that glue underneath and I put the stickles on top, and it gives me a good guideline. They're dots that are larger towards the outside edge of that butterfly wing and then work their way into smaller. So it has a really nice look to it, and it adds a lot of interest to it. For this butterfly, I'm going to do with one with the not the side profile, the top profile basically. So I'm putting all of those wing pieces together. I'm going to let those dry for just a few moments before I glue them onto the body. Now I die cut the body for this butterfly out of white cardstock. I could have taken one of those ink pads and colored it, but I thought it'd be nice to have the white body with that gold and pink vellum there. So when I go to glue that body onto the wing, I do the same thing as when I put the first two wing pieces together. I just put a little bit of glue towards that outer or that inner edge of those wings and then put the body on top. Let that dry for a few moments with that acrylic block on top of there. That's just going to give it some pressure, keep everything nice and flat while it dries, and have everything have good contact to it. That vellum is still going to ripple with the liquid glue on there, but it's just going to keep it a little bit flatter and have good contact while it's drying. For the background for this card, I'm using the Meadow of Sweet Peas embossing folder, embossing that hammer mill cardstock and then trimming that down to 4 inches by 5¼ inches. And I'm using a piece of pink vellum to do my mat around this one. This way it's going to coordinate beautifully with the butterfly. For my background for this, I'm going to add some of that natural pearl ink on the background. It's going to add some gorgeous shimmer to it. The video never takes or never does any justice to this. It has such a beautiful shimmer with that natural pearl. I've been using it on a lot of things, and I have a hard time not using it on everything. To complement the gold in the butterfly, I thought I would add just a touch of gold ink blending around the outside edges. I don't want to overpower this with a whole bunch of gold and have that butterfly kind of get lost in there. So I'm only doing just a touch of it around the outside edges. Some of that will blend in with that natural pearl and lighten that gold a little bit, but they have a really good complement to each other, and it really adds a touch of shimmer to that background without adding any color. So once that's done, I set that to the side and we can start assembling the base of the card. For the vellum, I put the glue right on the card base, trying to work my way in so that it's not visible on that mat. I'm making it so it's a little bit farther in. It's going to be hidden by this embossed piece. And then I can glue down that embossed piece and put my acrylic block on there to hold it down nice and flat. And now we're ready to add our butterfly to the background. I love the shimmer of that gold on that butterfly, but again, because we've done the interference inks and the color shift inks on the vellum and we know that they work, you can create your own shimmery vellum. In this layered butterfly die set, there are also two butterfly silhouettes that you can cut out. For this card, I cut them out of the pink as well as the gold, and I figured I would add that to the background. Now, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to ink or re-ink my Opal blush as well as my pink champagne pads. I have the re-inkers for them here. You want to make sure to mix them really, really well. Otherwise, that mica is going to be separated, and you want to make sure that it is nice and mixed before you re-ink your pad. There's a little ball in there so you can hear it moving. I always shake it longer than I think I need to make sure that it's mixed really, really well. Once I put it on the pad, you can kind of gauge how dry your pad is by how quickly it sucks that ink in. Once I think I have enough ink on there, I use the tip of the re-inker really, really gently with the foam from the pad and just kind of massage that ink in there. You could also use the plastic, like an edge of a plastic credit card or a plastic gift card if you wanted to smooth that in there. I typically do this at the end of creating when I know of an ink pad that is dry, so that it can sit and wait and that ink can kind of disperse in the ink pad before I create with it next. This is not something that I do right before I want to create with it. I want to make sure that that ink has sat in that ink pad and just kind of dispersed all on its own. I'm going to do the same thing with the pink champagne one. Made sure that it was mixed really, really well. Put that on the ink pad and then massaged it in. And now I can set those aside to dry, put them away, and they're ready for my next time creating. Now I'm ready to add stickles to the wings here. So I'm going to do that in exactly the same way as I did with those first two butterflies. The only difference with this one is because that vellum is colored and it's not inked on the surface, when I use the dots of glue on those dots, it didn't change the color in any way because there was no ink to rehydrate. So those dots stayed that gold color of the top layer of vellum, but it just adds a beautiful shimmer, adding that stickles to it. And you can see, I try to show this side of the card so you can see how that vellum has rippled. When I glued those butterflies to the base of the cards, I only glued the bodies because I want to see those layers and I want them to be crinkly and raised a little bit. If you want, you can glue those layers down. However, you will be seeing the adhesive through there. So my solution is to only glue the bodies down and to have the wings kind of naturally get raised off the surface. Here's the second one there, and you can see how those wings are raised because of how they went crinkly with the glue on the one side, the stickles on the other. I knew that was going to happen. That happens with liquid glue with vellum. It's just the nature of vellum. So it's always nice to take advantage of that with the die cuts that you're using. Here is that first one done with those interference inks with that full butterfly. And I just love those beautiful colors together. And the shimmer, it doesn't show up as much in video as it does in real life, but you really see the stickle dots on those wings. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all the time that you spend with me. I hope you have a fantastic day.